In the bustling city of Eldridge, where neon lights clashed with the shadows of old brick alleys, lived a thief known only as the Ghost. His real name was Elias Crowe, a man in his mid-30s with sharp features, quick hands, and a mind that could unravel any lock or security system. Elias had grown up on the wrong side of the tracks, orphaned young and scraping by in foster homes. Stealing became his art form, a way to survive, then a thrill, and finally a profession. He never hurt anyone, he prided himself on that. Museums, high-end galleries, and private collections were his playgrounds. Jewels, paintings, ancient artifacts, he took what glittered and vanished like smoke. For years, Elias was untouchable. His heists were legendary in underground circles. The flawless lift of the Sapphire of Kings from the National Museum, the disappearance of a rare Van Gogh sketch from a billionaire's vault. The police chased ghosts, always one step behind. Detective Lara Voss, a tenacious officer with a reputation for closing cold cases, had made it her personal mission to catch him. She studied his patterns, always nonviolent, always precise, leaving no fingerprints thanks to his custom gloves woven with smart fibers that disrupted scanners.
One rainy autumn night, Elias set his sights on his biggest score yet, the diamond heart, a flawless 50-carat gem encased in a state-of-the-art vault at the Eldridge Grand Gallery. The exhibition was temporary, on loan from a foreign royal family, guarded by lasers, motion sensors, and armed security. Elias spent weeks planning. He posed as a janitor to map the building, hacked the security feeds with a drone-delivered device, and timed his entry for the shift change at 2 a.m. when guards were drowsiest. Dressed in black, with a backpack of tools, lockpicks, a compact EMP device, and climbing gear, Elias scaled the outer wall under the cover of storm clouds. He disabled the rooftop camera with a precise jam, slipped through a ventilation shaft he'd loosened days earlier, and dropped silently into the exhibition hall. The diamond heart sparkled under soft spotlights encased in bulletproof glass. His heart raced, not from fear, but excitement.
He worked methodically. A suction cup to lift the glass panel, a diamond-tipped cutter for the inner case, and finally, the gem in his gloved hand. It was heavier than he expected, cool and perfect. He slipped it into a padded pouch, retraced his steps, and was out on the roof in under 10 minutes. Freedom was just a zip line away to the adjacent building. But something felt off. As he prepared to descend, floodlights blasted on, bathing the rooftop in white glare. Helicopters thrummed overhead. "Elias Crowe, you're surrounded. Drop your weapons and surrender," Detective Voss's voice boomed from a megaphone below. Panic flickered, but Elias stayed calm. How? He'd covered every angle. He glanced at the diamond heart pouch, then it hit him. The gem had a hidden GPS tracker, a new tech the royals had installed without publicizing. He'd checked for RFID, but not this military-grade beacon.
No time to dwell. Guards stormed the roof access door. Elias bolted, firing a smoke grenade from his belt. Chaos erupted. Coughs, shouts, flashing lights. He leaped to the fire escape, sliding down rails with practiced grace. On the street, he ditched his mask and blended into the fleeing crowd as police sirens wailed. For hours, he evaded them, weaving through subways, alleys, and abandoned lots. But Voss was relentless. She'd anticipated his routes, flooding them with units. Exhausted, Elias holed up in an old warehouse, planning his escape from the city at dawn. As he caught his breath, examining the diamond heart one last time, the door burst open. Flashbangs exploded, disorienting him. Armed officers swarmed in. "Hands up! On the ground!" Elias complied slowly, the thrill gone. Detective Voss stepped forward, cuffing him herself. "Gotcha, Ghost." The tracker's signal never wavered.
No time to dwell. Guards stormed the roof access door.
Elias bolted, firing a smoke grenade from his belt. Chaos erupted. Coughs, shouts, flashing lights. He leaped to the fire escape, sliding down rails with practiced grace. On the street, he ditched his mask and blended into the fleeing crowd as police sirens wailed. For hours he evaded them, weaving through subways, alleys, and abandoned lots. But Voss was relentless. She'd anticipated his routes, flooding them with units. Exhausted, Elias holed up in an old warehouse, planning his escape from the city at dawn. As he caught his breath, examining the diamond heart one last time, the door burst open. Flashbangs exploded, disorienting him. Armed officers swarmed in. "Hands up! On the ground!" Elias complied slowly, the thrill gone. Detective Voss stepped forward, cuffing him herself. "Got you, ghost! The tracker's signal never wavered."
In the interrogation room later, under harsh lights, Elias smirked faintly. "Impressive, detective. How long have you been waiting for that tracker tip-off?" "Long enough," Voss replied. "You're done haunting the shadows." The trial was swift. Evidence was ironclad. The tracker, security footage, he'd missed one hidden camera, and traces from prior heists linked by forensics. Elias pleaded guilty, sparing a lengthy process. Sentenced to 15 years in a maximum security prison, he was strip-searched, fingerprinted, and led away in chains. As the cell door clanged shut, Elias stared at the gray walls. The ghost was caught. His legend ended not in glory, but in cold reality. For the first time in years, he felt truly seen and trapped. Outside, the city moved on, safer without its phantom thief, while Detective Voss closed the file with quiet satisfaction. The diamond heart returned to its owners, gleaming as before. But in the underworld, whispers lingered. One day, the ghost might slip free again. Though deep down, even Elias knew this fall might be his last.